You didn't click it. There you go. Now it's on.
All right. Welcome. This is the Christmas special. We're absolutely going off the rails. We already talked about everything that was going on last week. So it's a Friday. Steelers play tomorrow, 8 p.m., Ice Bowl. This is also doubling as a 100 subscriber special. So we want to give a thank you to all the subs. Thank you to everyone that's watching everything and supporting. How's everyone doing? I know we got a few agenda items for everyone on here. I'll talk about mine last because it's a bit of fiasco, but let's go around the horn for it.
It's the immaculate, off the rails Youngzers Christmas special. And today, as many people know, I got the sweater on, a little Frank Costanza action. Happy Festivus to all those who celebrate. But let's just get into it. I know Dan's roaring to go, so let's do it.
I am roaring to go. Got the nog poured up here.
Love it.
Still got some nog here, so we'll be chugging this for the duration here. I got a couple scratchies here. 'Tis the season. I just want to tell you guys real quick. The other day when I was playing COD, streaming on Sunday, and got matched up with a couple kids, and they were talking shit. But then they were on my team, and they turned out to be super super cool. And they come into my stream and followed me, and then I even was like, hey, I'm on a podcast. You guys want to? And they did. They ended up coming and subscribing on the YouTube. Really, really cool. So it's nice to get the name out there and see what are we up to. 128 subs now.
128, yeah.
So yeah, on YouTube. So I mean, we just keep breaking the ceiling for ourselves. So hey, good work from everybody here.
Yeah. Roberts, what's going on? Any
words? Dilly. Merry Christmas.
Dilly. All right, so I'm gonna get into my part of it. Absolute monstrosity. Everything's going downhill with this sandwich. First of all, I want to give a shout out to a few people that contributed to the sandwich. We got Jordan Schreckengost. He had a few suggestions we incorporated. Gucci Guard and Josias. Those three. This after a couple roadblocks today. This is what the sandwich is looking like. Stuck her in the toaster a bit too long. So here's the story behind it. You'll see me chomping on it in a bit, but
wow.
So on the way to the local Sheets, that's where Andrew lives. So the original plan was I'll stop by his house, I'll give him my Sheets app, he'll MTO it, I'll go pick it up and leave. So today the weather is absolutely abysmal. Roads are horrible. But, for the sake of the pod, for the betterment of humanity and, science experiments, I said, F it, let's go down there. So I go down there, give Andrew my phone. I'm like, no looking. So he opens up my app and he goes, there's no mobile order. So I was like, uh-oh. First roadblock right there. So I'm like, all right, just let's go get in the car. You do the MTO. We'll get it and we'll get in, get out. So we go down there. Roads are abysmal. Go down there, walk into the Sheets. Power's down. Nothing.
Oh, no.
No MTO, no anything else. Register's the only thing. So we called an audible, and I said, Andrew, grab 2 random sandwiches, and I'll just put them together. So what that ended up being was a bologna and cheese sandwich and egg salad.
Oh,
so
dude,
just bologna, Lebanese bologna.
Yeah, Lebanese, and then this is not even the worst of it. So I get home and I'm like, all right, I'll smush these together. I do that. You know what? I needed to throw a little few extra things on for our subs. So for Jordan, I threw the honey mustard on instead of dipping it. For Gucci, I'm not putting milk on, so I added I think I toasted it a little too long. I wasn't adding milk. Milk is too far, I'm not too big on the dairy. For Josias, he said chili, but I'm not putting chili on it, so I just threw a bunch of chili powder on it. Oh. And it spilled out a little bit, so there's a big mountain. But the biggest problem here, threw it in the toaster, got a little distracted, all right? So I walk away. I thought it would be a nice golden brown, like a grilled cheese. I come back, that thing's coal black. It looks like a lump of coal. So, I don't know. I'm going to go in for a bite here. It smells horrible. This is the worst thing I'm ever probably going to eat. I'm going to try to get the crunch in the mic. Hold on.
A little ASMR action?
Oh, buddy! Timestamp that because that's going to be a meme.
Buddy, want some goo on your lip.
That thing is so bad.
How is that, bud?
It's like creamy. Dude, the egg salad's absolutely baked because I left it in the toaster. It's just cayenne pepper's hot, so that's bad. But what makes it best is the bread's so toasted and just burnt that I can't taste the bologna. So
then that's fair.
I'll be pumped on that.
What is Lebanese bologna? And especially, what is it from Sheets?
All right, well, here, let me do a little research
I don't know.
for you.
True.
While
Yeah,
we're
the
here, we're
research
off the
guy.
rails here today, folks.
Huh?
And you know what you need if we were like really like into it? You like go in like the lab or something with like on top of a computer, you like Photoshop behind a computer. You know what I mean? Every time you look something up,
Yeah.
if you had your green screen on, just yeah, I'd be back.
But,
there.
All right, Lebanese bologna or Lebanon bologna is a type of cured, smoked, and fermented
Dude,
semi-dry beef sausage.
Dude, look, it's like breaking apart. Dude,
Dude.
that's bad.
It is.
Goo all over it.
Hold up.
Dude, what is that?
The Lebanese bologna is not, in spite of its name, a pork-based bologna. So it's
Is it gizzards?
it's a beef sausage. So that's not bad. Like, yeah,
Could be worse.
I can mess with that. Real quick here
For
though,
the benefit
Mott's.
of humanity.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you remember the time Will Sasso came out on WWE looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Was his
You
brother's
look
name
just like
Lou?
him right now.
Thank you.
I like the goatee that you got going on there. You
That's
look
right.
very sophisticated.
See, so I got the goatee going. You know, Nicole was not very happy. She said, "What the hell did you do to your face?" And I was like, you know,
Wait, so
Dude,
I hate to cut
big
you off.
chunk of cayenne, dude.
I have to look this way because you guys are over here on my screen,
Mhm.
and I just happened to look over, and Goomas made the. I need another time.
I'm getting the Lebanese bologna sweatshirt.
13 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
the Lebanese bologna sweats.
I got this nice, quarter zip vest. I'm sweating right now. I'm gonna have to take it off. It's my favorite Christmas gift so far, and it's heating me up.
No, but
bad.
yeah, Nicole's not a fan of it. But you know, we got the Christmas tournament coming up next week. It's the holidays. That requires more of a sophisticated look. You can't go with the, you know, I don't like the full beard going on there or whatever. So trimmed it up a little. You know, what can you do?
I like it. You look. I'm not saying that you don't look mature, but you look a different way. You look more mature, I guess. I don't know if mature is the right word there.
I look like a guy who's unable to see his kids on Christmas because of some sort of, you know, that's what it's.
I mean, it's better than me when I look like I shouldn't be within 500 feet of a playground or an elementary school.
That is true.
I mean, and I'm still rocking. I don't know why I haven't shaved this thing off the top.
Do you hear how crunchy that is?
A little ASMR, huh? Where's Amaranth? So,
shoving that mic up your.
Dude, if I get food poisoning for Christmas, I'm gonna be so pissed.
why would you get food poisoning? That just means you got a weak stomach and you're weak.
beta.
You shouldn't hunt.
Oh, that is true.
Small
That
game.
is something we gotta say something today.
Huh?
That's something we gotta talk about today. Like, who's the best hunter of the team? Like,
Yeah,
in
I
the
heard you're
group
just
right
this
now.
extravagant hunter.
Right, me.
Like
Yeah.
he goes after small game, large game.
Ryan,
and-
that vest now, you do look like a hunter though. No.
I'm gonna scratch this one.
Putting
Folks.
some stuff on the table.
What's like your favorite, like biggest like kill, Ryan?
I think I hit a crow with the slingshot in our backyard one time.
Yeah.
It dodged it. One dodged it. I think I caught one. It caught an edge.
Would you get a collateral or what?
No, they were like flying over. I remember
Good.
pulling back. Like the one veered off, but one didn't. I think I clipped it. Didn't go down, but I got hit marker. But anyway,
Dan's so pissed.
we're
I'm
driving.
not pissed. It's just the fact that
It
he
gets
knows he can push my buttons.
Oh, it works. It works.
And
too.
and he's the ultimate troll. And then so they told me this here, Goo, that you're a completely different person around certain
Yes.
people. I'm not gonna name names or nothing.
Yeah.
So you better watch yourself because I'm gonna try and get that out of you. I'm gonna try to get the troll Ryan out of you in front of certain people, and it's not gonna work in your favor. Just remember this.
Yeah,
Remember
well-
who you're trying to troll.
Do you know what the biggest troll move that he did in this summer was? Probably we
Let's hear
we went to Kenny Chesney. You know, I was DDing, so I'm not drinking. Whatever. We're leaving, Dan. All right. You know the T. We parked down by the courthouse down there.
Yeah.
Ryan has beef jerky in his significant other's backpack. All right. He busts it open on the T, and the whole thing just It was a bunch of sweaty people mixed with beef jerky. They
Oh.
were so pissed off. And
Everyone was angry. I kept offering it to people just because like they had that disgusted look on their face.
what do we got here? $30.
Already, that's
Some
I'm
money
two
back.
numbers in.
It's a good start. Anyway, I had a pretty good experience. First drift in the truck today. Andrew was a part of it. Dan was probably jealous. How many drifts have you had this year? None?
Well, funny story. Worked last night. Looked at all my and I was actually in charge last night. Looked at all my guys. I was like, we should leave at like 6 o'clock to miss this snowstorm. I was like, my luck, I'm gonna end up getting fired. All the big wigs weren't there today, like the plant manager and stuff like that. All the office people were off because the holiday falls on a weekend, so they get Friday and Monday off. Yada yada, whatever. Day shift is coming in, and they're like, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. And that was about 6 o'clock. But then the temperature plummeted, and then it started snowing sideways. I had to pull over twice on my way home. It normally takes me about 20 minutes to get home because there was ice on my windshield wipers I could not see. I slid sideways, kind of sideways, coming down Leechburg Hill, and then coming up 3rd Street, I was kind of like sideways. So I had a couple in today there. So
Yeah.
No, I had a pretty sick one. Ask Andrew. He's like, while we're out here, can we pull in a Dollar General? Because we need like cookie holders or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure. So I pull in. I see the opportunity. I absolutely started. I did a little mini donut there in the truck. I had to do it to him.
Which Dollar General?
Had to get some his
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree, excuse me.
Ooh.
Had to get some trays. Nicole and I are making cookies all day, so
Nice.
started at like 10:30 this morning. Just wrapped it up around 7. Took a little break, but
So
get
yeah.
holidays. Yeah,
So it might be a reach, but if you're at the Lower Burl Dollar General from about it was like 4 o'clock, I'd really like that on film. So if you saw me and had like a video of it, I'd like to have that. So just a little film, I can make like an edit of it or something.
So I'm not going to be too upset, but when you get number 2 is like a win, and then you don't get nothing else. I mean, $30. That's plus 10 on that one, and then
that's some turkey for you. That's some
we got
turkey.
this bad boy. We got a 30. We got a 30.
$1 million snow bank. Yeah.
Save it for the end, Dan.
Yeah, I could save it.
Yeah. We I took that I put that 6 milligram one in, Dan, for the first time before. A little spacey. I mean, it is what it is. But last night, coaches all met out at Connie Creek Brewing. Got some smoked wings. Absolutely phenomenal. Dave Lovelace, Coach Lovelace, recommended. Got some honey sriracha. They absolutely fire. So I know you got the Turners. You're in with the Turners.
Yep.
I'm going Connie Creek Brewing Company.
Okay.
I'm in for that one.
Okay.
5 minutes down the road. Great food. Love it.
So here's I'm gonna throw something at you guys, and maybe like I don't know if anybody from there listens or not. Maybe they do. Hopefully they do. If not, maybe we can like extend our hand out there and try to talk to them. Maybe we could do a future pod from there and get some people there. Do like a live pod. Just some ideas. Maybe further down the road. I know we're not huge yet, but we're growing. We're seeing growth every week, every day. So it's not something I do enjoy their food's good, and they got some good beverages there too.
They got like specialty ones that are pretty good.
The pineapple sour was pretty good. I'm a big sour person.
Yeah.
So love that. The pineapple, phenomenal.
It's like Voodoo has that.
Is gone. I'm seeing like Aurora Borealis right now, like different colors. Like
your endorphin is that high over a sandwich?
No, I had to like turn my hat backwards. Like I have to hold the sweat back. Like I don't. Yeah, it's bad. Like I keep a pretty strict diet, so to do that to myself, like for the betterment of the pod, for the betterment of society, that's a big deal. 100 subs. Yeah, I had to do it to him. But I think 200 we'll have to do it again because we need the real sub. That was like mini like entice kind of sub. But if Sheets didn't fumble the bag, like their power wasn't completely out. Like you can still go back there and make something. It
was weird. Like the back corner of when the back entrance to the Sheets on the side, it was dark back there. The pumps were all roped off, but the cash register still worked. So it was probably a generator or something.
Yeah. So with bigger gas stations like that, they have a generator to run like the coolers, so nothing gets spoiled or any of that, because they don't want to lose any of that stock. And then like they can sell cigarettes, snuff, anything behind the counters,
Nice.
stuff like that.
Lebanese bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, in any
episode of The Walking Dead though, because you walked in and there was just people just like standing, milling around. It's freezing up. One's like frozen. There was one random worker just mopping, where people were just still walking back and forth, mopping in the middle of it. And then it was just a weird scene in that, in that sheets and that.
Dude, everywhere was weird.
Egg salad. I saw the egg salad immediately. And then when I saw Lebanese bologna, I'm like,
I hate egg salad. That was absolutely repulsive. Like, whoever decided to make a salad out of egg, like.
Do you know how much protein's in that, though? Come on now.
It's mayo, though. It's fattening.
But you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The thing with a lot of people that don't know, and I was huge into the lifting scene and stuff like that, so I did a lot of research. For you to ingest protein the right way, you have to eat it like you find it in nature. So nuts have a lot of fat in them, but they're high in protein, because the fat helps you absorb the protein. Just like eggs, the yolk is a lot of fat and the white is completely protein. But that's the best way to ingest protein is with fats. So that's why you eat an egg salad sandwich.
I mean,
doubled eggs.
There was no doubt egg salad was created by some perverted chicken farmer. There's just
maybe Liver King. Maybe it was Liver King.
And then of course, you're talking to about protein, Dan. You have to find it in nature. You're looking at one of the best hunters in the country.
Yep. You're not wrong.
I get my protein straight from the source, powder.
Awesome way. Yeah.
Farm to table.
What kind of you take whey isolate?
Yeah.
What kind?
No, I get the Giant Eagle brand.
See, you're just.
I used to do like a tri-blend one. I used to buy tri-blend, but then I didn't care as much, so now I just buy. I don't think what's Giant Eagles. They're not whey, because I think whey is like the worst kind for you, right?
No, whey's the best kind.
Is that the
whey isolate?
I heard tri-blend. There's 3 kinds. I don't understand.
So your whey isolate is like just protein, and that. What a lot of people don't know, that comes from milk. So you say you don't like dairy. I mean, you're drinking milk. When you're.
That's all I drink.
Well, it's like lactose, right? Dairy lactose. There's no lactose in just powder.
No.
I used to get powdered milk, or would that like work at all?
I don't know. I've never had powdered milk.
So I said this last week, Danielle. My head's spinning a little bit. I have some, ideas that just come out of the crevices of my brain. Right now, I like look up and I feel like I'm just gonna drop back. And like I'm just like out of it. The first person to milk a cow, also a pervert.
Yeah.
Also, I think we witnessed history tonight too. Do you think there's anyone else on planet Earth that's eaten a toasted cheese bologna, honey mustard, egg salad, cayenne pepper sandwich?
Yeah.
No way. There's no shot. There's no shot.
There's some sick people out there that aren't doing this just for podcasts. There's some...
Guinness, if you're watching, stamp it, send it in, give me a plaque. Only a strong survived. Today was like all the bleacher creatures were out today. Like, how about that lady who didn't turn her turn signal? I almost absolutely T-boned her.
Dude, we were leaving sheets. Ryan's going to pull out. Some old bat comes flying in. We almost had the gladiator take out some little woman.
She like just turned.
Was it worse than the Apollo Ridge football game, Ron?
What?
Was it worse than the Apollo Ridge football game moment?
No.
So when coming home and it's inclement weather, I have just a couple hurdles to get home, and the biggest hurdle I have is South Leechburg Hill.
Yeah,
and it's normally a parking lot, so like the hill coming down by the Hillcrest Volkswagen, that's pretty tough sometimes. A lot of people don't realize it, but the hill in front of the bonfire ices over real quick, and it's sneaky. Right. It's sneaky steep. Yeah. So I made it past those 2 today, and I was like, I got 1 hurdle. Stopped at the glass mirrors, and then I had to stop at the car wash to knock the ice off my windshield wipers because I could not see. And as I come around that turn, there's a car just sitting. It's just stuck 4 ways on, but it's right as the double lanes end, but it's in both lanes. And I'm thinking, I'm starting to slide towards him. I'm like, if I make it past him, I'm scot-free. I'm home, and it was nasty out. get down to almost the bottom, and this Xfinity van comes hauling ass over the bridge. He had to be doing 60 mile an hour. I'm flashing my lights at him because I don't want him coming up there and crushing this person or seeing it and swerving or whatever. So I get down to the bottom of the hill, and across the bridge, as I'm crossing the bridge, a big rig. I no sooner get home, and I always check Facebook, see people talking about, when there's bad weather, everybody talks about, how's the bridge, how's the hill, how's the road? Get out there and find out. If you don't have to drive, don't drive.
Once, though. You see, several people. Ask it once and look.
It's one post, and you comment on the rest.
Yeah.
It's
so,
not...
but if you don't have to be out and it's bad, don't go out. If you have to, then you got to be out. So no sooner did I get home, it took me another, 3 minutes to get up, and get home. I looked when I walked in, and they just shut down the hill. So I don't know if that big rig hit that car or didn't get around that car, because the way that car was, the people coming down the hill, that big rig wouldn't have been able to get around either way, really. So
no, the worst. When I had to go into the office, I had to go into Warrendale, and this was pre-COVID, right? Before I was coaching, doing all that. And I used to drive a Passat. So I was leaving Warrendale, and the way it takes me back is through Pine Richland, past Pine Ridge High School. And I'm right by there. And I'm like, why are all these cars off the road? There's cars in fields and ditches. Next thing you know, it was black ice. And it's hairpin turns and shit.
Yeah.
I literally could not stay on the road. I was going off the road. I had one set of tires in. I was going around those turns on the hills, and I had literally no control. I had to put my window down. I was just motioning people move off, because I had you gotta go, not me. I'm skating through there. Yeah. Miserable. Yeah. 4 hours.
Oh, see, that's the thing. With snow, I'll drive in a foot of snow if I have to.
Yeah.
Because I feel confident in my abilities to drive, and my vehicle, I got good tires, all that, all-wheel drive. Ice, you're at the mercy of the ice, and there's nothing you can do. And speaking about that, and I'm gonna air it out there. I don't care. There was somebody said something at work, and somebody higher up was like, we'll leave 20 minutes early. You don't understand. You don't have to drive on the ice.
Doesn't work that way. Yeah.
It was 6 years ago. I was going to an ugly Christmas sweater party, and we got freezing rain. And normally I drove with a coworker, but I was like, hey, I'm going to pick up my wife, was my girlfriend at the time. I said, we're going to go to this ugly Christmas sweater party after. So I'm just going to pick her up. I'll drive myself. I went across town from my parents' house, and I had to call in. I was like, I'm not going to make it right now. I'll be in when I can get in. I ended up leaving my parents' house at 10 and didn't get there till almost noon. It was 11:45. So it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get there. And it normally took me 35 minutes to get there. There was, I'm not even kidding, inches of ice on the road. I'm like, this is terrible. And then by 7 o'clock, it hit 55 degrees, all melted, and it was all foggy and eerie looking.
Yeah. No, that's what that night that I was trying to get home was they actually had to shut down the bypass from between Hyde Park Plaza and Bancroft, because the PennDOT trucks actually got stuck on ice on the hill coming up there. Everything was shut down. It is miserable.
I would have hauled them out if they needed it, though.
No, you wouldn't.
That's true.
Yep. You can't. That thing can't even haul a dresser. Come on now.
I would have chained the tires and went.
Nah,
I'm not gonna lie. I dominated the snow and the ice today.
I don't think you did.
I will say he did dominate the road. There was people in lifted trucks. There was Subarus. I'll say this, and I don't care if I offend anybody. Subaru drivers are assholes. I mean, I don't know how else to for the most.
Because they're normally just young punks.
I mean, they were just ask Ryan. They were just bobbing and
terrible.
Spinning tire. Ryan was going right around them. I mean, I'll give him the.
I might be the best driver on the road today. Yeah, honestly,
you gonna give him his flowers or what?
Honestly,
yeah.
I might have been the best driver in PA today.
I'll say that, Dan. You
1-1. If you're drafting drivers today, 12-23. If you're drafting drivers, I'm 1-1.
No, I'm 1-1 because I look like Dale out there. I was doing it for Dale. He ain't dead. He's a lap ahead.
Were you required to go out though? Was there?
Yes.
Okay.
I was coming home from work.
I wasn't required to go out. I went for the love of the game.
You're the problem.
I went for the love of the game.
See, he's not the problem unless he can't drive in it. I mean, if you can drive in it.
Oh, yeah.
We had to.
You're the best hunter. You're the best hauler. You're the best driver. You're just the best.
No,
he's straight, huh?
He was out for the betterment of this podcast, Dan.
Yeah,
Ryan.
No,
Was
I
like
won't
the Santa
apologize.
Claus
I'm tired of him thinking he's the best. And when you're told you're the best forever,
I didn't say I was the
it-
best. I said I was 1-1. Just because you're
saying you're
drafted
the
1-1 doesn't.
yeah, you're a bust.
I will say
So
he's
you're
not
a
the
bust.
best.
I just have the highest potential.
He's not the best hauler though. I'll take that away.
No, he's not. He's not.
I could haul.
Who's the best hauler?
Who's the best hauler? Yeah.
Dan, I'd say the Forerunner's a better hauler than Ryan. What do you think, Dan?
No,
Yeah,
you don't
I have to
agree.
agree. That dresser was in there, no problem. I mean, you couldn't even put it in the back of your Jeep truck.
No, I would have had to take the bed cover off, and I didn't want to do that just for a dresser.
Well, then there's your problem. Then you don't haul anything. So
Yeah, I do.
you're
I
one of
haul
them
more than
people-
you.
You're one of them
Pumpkins.
people.
How many
that
pumpkins
is-
did you haul this fall?
4?
4? I
Yeah.
got you beat.
Oh.
Double that. We'll have a haul off with pumpkins.
You hauled 8.
Oh,
You said how many did I haul? I hauled 4. How many did you haul?
8
he hauled
You
two.
you hauled
No,
8.
Ryan,
at
actually.
once.
No, 26, 24 pumpkin beers.
True,
That's
that
my
too.
boy.
Well, I want a good old fashioned haul off. Me versus you. High noon.
Okay, that's fine.
You can pick the item, and we'll go wherever. I'll haul anytime, any place.
I want your brother's exact dresser.
Well,
I could haul 4 of those.
you're gonna have to carry that down then, because I'm not carrying it down for.
I'm not doing that. All that. So
No.
no. Let's have a hunt off too.
All right.
It is fair
Yeah.
game for everything right now.
Game?
It is. Everything's open right now, isn't it?
It's secondary archery season.
Only
right
rules you
now,
have to make
so-
your own weaponry.
Okay.
So bow made
Okay.
out of wood and then string,
What
Okay.
are you gonna make, Ryan?
or bare hands.
I've seen enough YouTube videos how to make a
Sure.
musket out of like newspaper.
Or one of those paper poppers where you go like that, you can scare the deer.
You scare it to death. Dan,
Shock factor.
Dan's so irritated right now. I
I
love
think
it.
my sneak would be
It's
better.
just the arrogance.
Who do you think has the better odds
The
of sneaking up on a
attitude.
deer, me or Dan? Honestly,
Dan,
no way, no
Yeah.
chance.
see that fucking mustache and fucking be scared to piss.
No, sneak up on it, like 100
Sneak-
yards out. 100 yards out, life or death. You have to sneak up on this deer.
Are you both dressed?
I've done it.
I'm dressed to the nines, honestly. I have my best suit on, my top. So I'm dressed for business. Unlike you, when you hunt, I bet you have camo on. I'm dressed for business. I have a suit on.
Oh,
Oh no, full medieval armor. That's how cocky I'd be, because I'd be rattling the whole way up to the deer. Like you can have your camo.
You get one of them zombie deer that's just like freaking out and doesn't move. That's
So
what
3
that's what
legs.
you'd sneak up on.
there
Yeah.
was deer dying all over West Leechburg this fall, like just dying.
Probably somebody didn't want them down by the damn power plant down there. People were probably poisoning them.
They were like it was weird. Like one died up on Deerfield, in someone's backyard. Another one died right across our driveway. Young deer that were dying. Something was
I was
weird.
gonna say, were they old?
No, they were all young that were dying. It was
They're all
weird.
babies. Might have been a bad batch or something.
It's possible, but
Somebody tore
they
their
have
shit.
this. They have this epidemic over in the Midwest of like zombie deer. These shit happens with their brains and stuff, and they just turn into zombies, and they do erratic shit, and it's odd to see, and you're like,
You know what I
and
do?
and then it gets in something with the meat and shit, like it's bad. So they years and years and years ago they took and they depleted the entire population, burnt all the carcasses and everything, imported some deer from other states, like surrounding states, and it happened again. So
That was
they
just a
can't
rumor
have.
because I hunted too many of them. They had to like come up with
Yeah.
a cover story.
They
Oh,
didn't-
okay.
No, they didn't burn those deer, Dan. They smoked them, cured them, and they're part of the Lebanese.
Okay, I like it.
Honestly, what I'd do with like
Cheap
zombie
Lebanese
deer, I'd save
sandwiches.
one at late round as a crawler and then pack a punch with my rifle. And then I'd get like more deer. The Wonder Waffle.
True. You can get all your perks too.
I'd be slide canceling the deer.
Dan's
Dad's like, you
disgusted.
can't disrespect.
No, because I want to ask him some questions because I know he's never hunted, but he'll be like, "Well, that
I had a
doesn't
BB
apply to
gun
me.
in my
Doesn't
early
apply to me.
teens.
Doesn't
What are you
apply to me."
talking about? I had a BB gun in my early teens.
And me and Ryan did have slingshots too. So.
Yeah, we did. We went off.
And airsoft guns.
I still don't understand the hate.
I don't hate it. It's just
Never heard of like the Hunters Guild? You're supposed to lift each other up.
see, that's where he just turns. Danny goes from heel to, you know what I mean, to face to heel to face. He loves going both sides.
No, see, he's an expert fisherman too, Dan. He catches something, he just chucks it right back out. He's using.
What did you have, Ryan? Ryan, let's get a list of all the fish
about this one. It's like you can't even see how big it was on screen.
Yep. Okay. What else?
Dan, you ever heard of a trophy fish?
What else, Ryan? Let's hear else. What else?
Red snapper, flounder. Someone on our boat caught a shark. I watched it flop around, so that kind of counts. That's half of mine, I guess.
Nope. Not even a
barracuda. This thing called a sucker. You just like stuck it on top of the boat and it hung down. So, you know, I got a wide variety of ocean life.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that one, but
I almost caught a stingray. I went noodling with my foot. I just couldn't, land it. So I'll take that as half. I mean,
I'll give you that as half.
I was going after something that was deadly. I mean,
they're known to kill.
Listen, I know 2 people have gotten stung. Me and Steve Irwin, 50% fatality rate. I'm here on the pod. I'm a survivor. It's in the Twitter bio.
Do you know the rush of being in the mid-Atlantic holding up a red snapper?
Do I?
Yeah, the rush.
Not in the mid-Atlantic, but
nature.
I've been on the shores of the Atlantic holding a red drum.
Do you know the rush out of coming out of the ocean with a bloody stump of a foot and scaring all the children on the beach?
Can't say that I do.
You know what the first thing I did was? I sat down and cracked a cold one. I said,
you piss on it or not?
I was gonna say,
did you just like whip it out your side leg and then just?
No, those are shark bites.
Oh my
god! What kind of shark though, Ron?
I don't know, like a nice land shark.
Ooh, I like a land shark lager.
Land shark's the ultimate summer drink. I'll say that. I'm a big fan of land shark.
I like land shark.
Nah, I think like coconut water is.
Oh my god!
Drew, when you're on that like survival island, Ron.
Yeah. If you could bring 3 things to a deserted island, what are you bringing?
Probably my laptop to watch Pokemon. Probably like unlimited amount of like Bud Light, and then probably I'd probably need like a bow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe crossbow.
I go with my Xbox. I'll go with the setup, the gaming setup. I'll take that. I'm using that as one. Some Zinnies and then some sort of drink. I'll pop the Zinnies in and I'll become the apex predator of whatever island I'm on.
Zinni Chinas.
Yeah.
Let's say I'd bring like a Claymore sword, bag of flaming hot Cheetos, and then a copy of Tom Sawyer. Just keep me entertained.
Hey, see what I mean? That
I can't. I can't.
This the other night. It's like he's thinking one sentence before you even say what you're about to.
The only thing is, like, if I'm eating the flaming hot Cheetos, I can't read the book at the same time because I'll turn the pages red.
Jesus Christ!
That's like the only obstacle.
He's playing chess, and I'm still trying to play checkers.
Yep.
What's on your deserted island, Dan?
Here's a prime example. Before we ask Dan, Ryan is playing chess while we're playing checkers. Tuesday night we go down to Jeanette. We beat him by 4. At halftime, Ryan notices they gave Jeanette an extra point. So guess what? They get it taken off due to Ryan's. That's an eagle. That's a hunter's eye. Noticing.
That's a goom-ass eye right there.
That is eagle eye.
That's an eagle eye right there.
Like
that's the difference maker too in the game. So I mean, I'll say that.
Dan, in olden times, they'd have you down there as a brute, but I'd be in the treetops as a scout, strategizing, bringing out the enemy, like silent killer up top. Like you doing the dirty work, me up top, precision, like eagle eye,
I'll accept it. I will. That's fine.
All right, Dan, what's on your
island?
island?
It'd be a good combo, though. Like, you'd be like the brawler, like the strength. Yeah. I'd be like the precision, sneaky guy.
What would Rob?
There's balance.
I'd be the just absolute killer because look at me.
Who else has a
nuke in this call? Let's hear it.
I feel like he'd be good with like potions and like.
He'd be like a court jester. I feel like he'd be like a court jester.
Yeah. It'd be like the goblin barrel.
What about the hog rider?
No, you'd be the log. You'd be the log or the miner.
All right, Dan. Let's hear. What would you bring on that?
Deserted island.
You have an outlet and Wi-Fi. That's a given.
Well, How long am I going to be on this island?
Forever.
Could be
So I can
forever.
rescue you.
You don't know.
This is a perfect time for a plug. Just letting you know now.
Well, I'd have to start with some premium Turner's iced tea. That'd
Okay.
be number one.
Unlimited supply. Okay, I'll grant it.
Yeah. Some Copenhagen wintergreen for sure. And then give me like a survival knife with some flint and steel in it, some fishing line, a compass.
Tom Sawyer gets you so much more than that. You use
Does
the
it?
pages for fire. You use
But
the
then you're
spot-
not entertained because you're screwing up the story.
What do
Yeah,
you
that's true. You get a new story every time when you rip out pages, and you can make up your new in between.
That's fair.
All right.
Ryan, you don't need a compass though, because you can just look at the sun and like tell
No,
you where
the
you're going and
moss.
stuff.
I just follow the moss on the trees to go towards civilization.
It's a deserted island. Jesus.
You never said if it's an island or a peninsula, though.
But here's a
No,
question.
that's different. You said an island, not a peninsula.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but the island, you never said how far away it could be from another island. There could be another island a mile away.
Deserted island means there's no inhabitants for miles. Here, let me look up the prime definition of
Hold on.
deserted
Well,
island.
hell, I'll swim.
So we're going for the dessert islands. How many coconut crabs do you think you could fight off at one stand?
Not very many because you know that they like to eat meat, right?
Did you know? So that's what I'm getting into. Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. Yes,
She was eaten by coconut crabs,
Yes.
and people are like, "How do you know that?" I do my research. Number one. Number two, everything adds up. Nothing found. I think they found like wreckage that was probably hers. There's some
Yes.
personal effects on it.
Yeah.
100%. She got wound. She got injured. She was wounded after the crash.
Yeah.
Coconut crabs overran her. There's no doubt about it. Those things. They're the real silent killer at night, and people need to be more aware of them.
I
I'm
watched.
sorry if you're mistaken, but I'm not getting taken out by a coconut crab.
Okay.
Miss me with that.
Was
Have
it?
you
Was
ever
it?
There ain't
Was-
no crustacean on this planet that's taken me out. None. Zero.
You're talking an army of.
Yeah,
Give me any
coconut
weapon.
crabs.
Any weapon,
No,
big or
they-
small, I'm taking
they
them all.
would. No, they would.
It doesn't
take-
matter. Like you.
Katana. I'm taking them all out.
Well, you did say that you were going to take a claymore, so
Yeah.
you'd have a better chance.
I think I'd take out. Is there waves of them? Like how many?
No, like they
No.
don't like ones or twos. There's
Armies.
Yeah.
There's thousands.
So how do they all get full if they're all eating the same thing?
They don't. You just swarm. It's survival of the fittest. You get there first, take it down. You get. Yeah,
Let me see this. I'm googling it.
Yeah.
How big are they?
they're pretty big.
Coconut crab.
Probably the size of a coconut, probably around if I had to guess.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're massive.
Yeah. That's like a spider. That's not a crab.
That's a coconut crab.
They weigh up to
That's
9 pounds,
crazy.
and they can grow up to 3 foot 3 inches.
Dude,
wide.
look at this one.
Yeah, they're massive.
It's
Oh,
on a
no.
garbage can. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
looking at that right now. Yeah,
That's
I'm-
crazy.
and the
That's-
crushing power in them claws, and they just they're so. Yeah, I don't think I would survive a big wave of coconut crabs, especially like if you're wounded or like
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
And,
not-
and then you also got to think you're on a deserted island. You haven't eaten. You could be hungry, dehydrated. You're not going to be at peak physical form. So yeah, coconut crabs they're not to be messed with. I remember what was it Steve-O was it Wild Boys or one of the jackasses had one pinch his ass. It messed him up, and it wasn't a big one either. It was a smaller one.
Yeah, they do some damage. People need to be, we're gonna have to start spreading awareness of the dangers of the coconut crab because you saw here, we had 50% of the people in this podcast not know what the coconut crab is, number one. So
I know what that is.
Do you think you could outrun it? Are they fast?
Eventually, yeah, you will outrun it, but they're not going to stop. As soon as they smell what they want, they're going to come get it.
yeah,
What was it? That family was camping somewhere and they didn't pack up their like taco meat or something, and there was thousands of coconut crabs outside their tents and stuff, and just
I believe that was a dingo stealing somebody's baby in Australia. Dan, you're getting confused.
no. I know what you're talking about, but yes, coconut crabs are not to be messed with. I'm sorry.
Where
I don't
they-
care what kind of like
Where
peak
are they
apex
located
person you
primarily?
are.
Yeah,
Where's like their United States wise? Are they anywhere?
I don't think
we're
so.
talking
No, I think
that.
you're talking more Australia,
This
New
is
Zealand.
Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Yeah.
Sounds
like
yeah,
island,
everything's
Pacific
there.
Islands. Yeah.
They're probably delicious though, Or no, they probably aren't. They're probably athletic, so like the meat probably isn't that good.
All right, so you find them on the eastern coast of Africa, Australia, New
Fast.
Zealand, down in Mediterranean and stuff like
Okay.
that. That's where you
Well,
find
that's-
them.
I think one-on-one I'd defeat it. Like
One-on-one.
Oh yeah.
Like when there's hundreds of them like swarming you, then you
Yes.
have no chance.
do I
Even
get my like
thousands.
good boots too, or what am I wearing foot wise?
Hey, that's one of your options. You didn't say good boots. You said
Yeah,
Claymore.
I'd assume
Claymore
I'm already wearing
Cheetos,
my
and
good boots if I'm in a situation where I'm on a deserted island.
I mean, I don't think you can take them out with your copy of Tom Sawyer, so you're kind of out of luck.
but
I
you
could
do have a
distract
Claymore
it.
sword.
Good. How many times do you think a coconut crab's read Tom Sawyer? You know what
not
I'd
even
do? I'd
once.
educate them, and I'd start my own, army of coconut crabs. So yeah,
Crab people.
I think if I had my good boots on, I'd be able to 1v1. Get it.
In the gulag.
On it. Yeah.
I mean,
Speaking about
people have tried using like animals in wars, like armies of them. Not I'd say armies, but like in World War II, the U.S. had this huge project where they put incendiary devices on the legs of bats that they knew, that dropped them over Japan, and the idea was the bats would find buildings, take refuge in them, and then they start burning the buildings down. Epic failure, number one. But people have tried. You can't beat nature. You can't rely on nature. You can't tame nature to do that. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to have an army of coconut crabs. I'm sorry.
You can tame nature.
Mm.
Good Dan, he's taming nature right now.
Kit Kat. Look at that Kit Kat. But so do you guys watch South Park at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
There was an episode that I've never seen before, so I'm assuming it's a newer episode. And Randy had Integrity Farms, but he had the burger joint, so it was like an imitation meat, so it wasn't real meat. And there was a guy coming around, and his name was the Goo Guy. And I instantly thought of Ryan. Now I gotta look it up here.
Yeah, you might have to filter that search.
That's another thing.
Make sure that one's on incognito mode.
What's it like called? The Beyond Burger or Beyond Meat? Here that shit's whack.
The Goo Man is his name. It came out October 17th, 2019, so a few years old. But I haven't watched any of the newer seasons.
Yeah, I haven't watched any in a while.
So that would be season 23, episode 4, if you care to look it up. And
guys taking it over.
Take a guess. Take a guess of the title of the episode.
What?
Goomas.
No, let them eat goo.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Dude.
I think Family Guy's taking over South Park. I think Family Guy.
yeah. I think Family Guy's elite for just everything.
Simpsons is funny, but it's not on that
I
level.
think Simpsons is ran its course.
It has. I mean, Simpsons is the longest running sitcom ever, so.
Only choke your son so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, you just can't say yeah.
I mean,
That's the only dad in the group. You just can't say yeah.
It's a running gag.
You see Owen in the
it's a running
practice.
gag.
I mean, man, got mad at me. I shook Owen too hard, and no, I don't speak to you. No, I'm kidding. I don't shake my kids. I don't choke my kids. None of that.
Just your chicken.
You have to. It happens.
We've went about 40 minutes without talking sports at all. So,
Good.
do you want to get into any sports at all, or you?
No.
Any
Actually,
other
no.
topics?
I have a bend to pick.
No, we're an anti-sport podcast today.
Tonight.
No,
All right.
it's not sports.
We
It's
talked about
not-
it last week. We
You're
talked
gonna
about
talk Buccos, and I'm gonna be pissed.
No, it's people on
Okay.
Twitter.
Well,
I see Andrew tweeted about it today. I have blocked so many people today in the last 48 hours over it's I mean, this is touching on sports. People need to give it up when their franchise and or they think something is right and it's cringy, one. Two, just tweet out terrible takes. And then it's just I'm trolling people now at this point. I'm trolling. As you saw today, you know what I mean? This is the only sports I'm going to talk. Pirates signed a guy that might be able to pitch batting practice today. And I tweeted, we're World Series bound at this point. You know what I mean? That pushed us over the edge. And people aren't liking it. So I think that's going to be my new thing.
I put out a meme last week. It was like a Mitch Trubisky one. I don't even know what it was. It had a little traction on YouTube, on Instagram too. But on Twitter, this guy just like replied to it about like Duck Hodges. And he was like really angry. He's like, blah, blah, blah. So I click his account, and I honestly think it was Duck Hodges' burner account. Because every tweet he had, he was replying to something about like Mitch Trubisky or whatever, and it just said, blah, 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 Duck Hodges. It's like, dude, what is your obsession with Duck Hodges, man? Like, give it up. The guy isn't in the league for a reason.
He's retired.
Yeah. It sucks, man.
Like, this dude was just obsessed with Duck Hodges.
That's like a Criminal Minds episode starting. Like, being
we'll be part of that Netflix documentary.
Yeah. He's got to find every single one of us. So since we are touching on sports real quick, I think you'll like this one, Motts. Because I know you like an underdog story, and when the big bad orange falls. How about Jimmy Boeheim losing to the Pitt Panthers the other night?
That's pretty cool.
Did you see that?
Jim Boeheim lost to the Pitt Panthers. I'm sure there was. I don't want to say there was probably a soiled diaper.
Some soiledness.
Some soiledness up there in Syracuse.
That's one of the things I wish. I wish Pitt basketball was relevant again. Like,
so do I. But
are they first in the ACC right now?
Yep, 2-0.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
without John Hughley too.
Yeah. So
those days with like Ashton Gibbs,
and they got a big one. Hang on, Dan. They got a big one coming up here next week. We all know the Big R Squared hates UNC. It's gonna be
an upset.
It's gonna be a spicy one on the timeline.
Yeah.
It's I don't like them.
You get all them homers out there for UNC this, UNC that. Okay, they're only relevant in basketball, and they haven't been really relevant in a few years. And then, like we talked last week, you kept seeing
Roy Williams. Don't care.
Yeah, Roy Williams all the time. Like that's another university kind of on the level of the Penn State football, the Notre Dames, even Alabama's. It's kind of cultish. And it's sickening because Jordan played here and we have this many people in the pro. Who cares? All the people that are in the pros that come through UNC wanted to play there because Jordan played there, and they're all one and dones. So I don't care. How can you? Sorry, Ryan, but I just need to get this off my chest. How can you root for a university that is okay with one and dones and don't build a team? How many people that are on that team are either transfers, because I think they have a couple, or they're freshmen, maybe sophomores, and they'll be gone this year. So how do you rally behind a team like that or a university like that? When I got big into Pitt basketball, Carl Krauser was there for 4 years. It pained me to say sometimes.
Chevy Levance Fields.
Yeah. Ronald Ramon, Sam Young, Aaron Gray. Chris Taft. Taft left early and he shouldn't have. But DeJuan Blair, I think he was there for 3 years.
4.
Was he there for
4? Yeah.
I thought he was there until he was a junior.
Page.
But you get the Pitt teams that stay a team, and you're like, whoa, that guy played there when he was a freshman. He's here when he's a senior. You can rally behind that. With UNC and Kentucky and teams like that, Kansas, it's like it's a turnover every year. It's so much turnover. To me, that's not a team that I root for. You're just rooting for the color of that uniform.
Also go watch the pros.
You're not going to root for those individual players. And like you said, how many do these guys watch the pros when they?
Well, in Kansas,
when they go,
they're harvesting corn and stuff.
So Dan, I have an amendment that the Youngzers we have to make here. All joking aside, a month and a half ago, we did the whole Franco shtick, about the Joe Pa. Obviously, he passed away unexpectedly this week. Immaculate reception game. Supposed to have his number retired. It is a tragedy. All joking aside, he did do a lot. He loved Pittsburgh. We joked around about that. So
yeah,
that's being retired. It is. It's the damn shame of the week. It is a damn shame.
Yeah.
Franco
Yeah,
passed.
great guy, especially right before they're honoring him tomorrow.
So he was a great guy. That was just all joking aside. Now we're pivoting Roy Williams. He doesn't have a Twitter. We're gonna have to go after the fanboys. I don't think this one's joking. I think this is the one. Like, all right, I really just don't like him just because of how it's the same thing with Coach K. Okay, a bad season up. My back hurts. Roy Williams' vertigo's kicking in. BS. I'm sick of seeing him. He's done. He's done. He's
Hubert Davis. Like, if that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's in the stands. I don't give a shit. I'm not tuning in to see who's in the crowd.
No. You know what?
In the team.
You know what I'm excited for? Our AP poll that we'll be doing January 1. Signing up for that. I've been out of the NCAA game of any fandom for a couple years now. I'm looking for a new team. I don't have a dog in the fight. So I think whatever team I roll, that's what I'm sticking with. So hopefully it isn't a blue blood program. Because usually come March, I do love watching those teams that are like, last year, who's that team from New York? Dougie Dirt, and who are those guys?
St. Mary's?
St. Peter's?
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's, yeah. I mean, that's fun. I'd love to see like something above a 7 seed win.
What, they're the Peacocks or something, aren't they?
Peacocks,
yeah. I liked seeing like Butler, Wichita State,
like St. Bonaventure.
Even like Baylor wasn't a big basketball school.
Just recent.
Till recent. Gonzaga. I like Gonzaga back in the day because they weren't a blue blood program. They kind of are turning into that.
Yeah,
but now they're fake.
Yeah.
They're frauds.
We were talking about this last night. Coach Lovelace, he wants to get in on it, so he's going to have a spot. And he's a huge Michigan fan, diehard Michigan fan.
Okay.
I am praying that when the randomizer comes out, he gets Ohio State.
I see stuff like that. Like, imagine if
good.
One of us rolls UNC, and then especially me, because I'm declaring that'd be my fan. I don't think they're in the top 25 right now, though.
They are.
We might be in
Pitt's. I also saw this week. Pitt's getting 13 top 25 votes.
Really?
After a big win on North Carolina here.
I'll tell you what. I was worried about Jeff Capel not producing. I think he's turning his program around. I think you give him another 2-3 years, and they're gonna. What didn't they have the top? They were in the top 25 of recruiting in basketball this year, right?
Until that kid left.
That's pretty good. What's his name?
Dior Johnson. Until he beat the shit out of his girl, but let's not put light on that because. Yeah. But no, he has 3 great shooting guards, 1 small forward, and then they're looking at. And speaking of a local product, the kid from Amani. He took his official visit 3-4 weeks ago.
Those are the kind of teams that, they might not be a contender every year. They probably won't be a contender every year. But, there's a chance every 3-4 years that a team that, builds on a group of freshmen that stay 4 years, they can make, a decent run, even be, Elite 8, shake things up, Final Four. Who knows?
So
I think you always see a small team like that make it to the Final Four, Elite 8.
So for this contest, whoever comes in last, I think I have a pretty good one that they'll, it's not exactly a punishment, but something funny. In those old cartoons, you'd see the people in the rainbow colored propeller hats whoever comes in last should have to wear one for a day out in public and have to make sure they get a picture of Ross Park Mall or wherever down in Pittsburgh. You have to just wear that with no explanation around all day. It'd be hilarious to see on an adult. I'll say
that'd be stupid.
Can I ask a favor?
Because what if someone random gets it?
That's even better. Make them wear it.
If it comes and UNC is in the top 25 and I roll UNC, can I get re-rolled? Because I will not.
You're at the mercy of the wheel.
It's the mercy of the wheel.
I know I'm saying that now, but if I'd roll it, I'd be like, I need a re-roll. But what are the odds? It's 1
in 25.
25.
1 in 25.
Yeah. What is that percentage-wise?
Hey, the wheel,
that's a 4% chance. That's a 4% chance.
The wheel is just.
That's fine. All right.
Yeah, but I'm declaring my next fandom out of this.
I won't be happy about it. I hope you get somebody off the wall like VCU or something. Let me look up the top 25 right now.
I don't know if they're in there. They're probably not. But, dude, I love
I got you right now.
Western Kentucky.
Purdue, UConn. You could be rivals with Cheek on UConn.
UConn, yeah. They're tearing it up.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to be a hilltopper.
Kansas.
The hilltopper. Western Kentucky.
Arizona, Virginia, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, Gonzaga, Baylor, UCLA, Duke, Mississippi State, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, Kentucky, TCU, Virginia Tech, Miami, Auburn, Marquette, and Arizona State.
I'm telling you who I wouldn't mind. Marquette would be pretty cool. Marquette would be cool. I feel like Miami would be cool for basketball, man. I don't know.
I'd like Arizona State.
Indiana, that's like electric. Indiana, the Hoosiers, that goes way back. They love basketball there.
Wisconsin's always good.
Jimmy Chitwood.
Arkansas, like cool just because I like that little hog they got.
Hog and log,
yeah. Razorback.
I like Arizona. Always have out of the Pac-12. Always pulled for them. So if I had to pick, it'd be like Arizona or one of them like Big 12 schools like Texas.
Yeah,
Texas is good.
Tennessee
Texas
would be
is
cool.
deep.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like Tennessee's basketball is pretty cool. You ever see their court? Don't they have like all that plaid on there? Football, I don't give a lick about, but
So for the March Madness when it comes out, you guys want to come over? We can do a little bit of a, live stream. Well, I'm gonna get whatever team
Sunday.
Cool. I'm getting a shirt and a hat because I'm rooting for them.
Oh, I think we lost him.
He's gone.
Oh,
he's stuck. That's bad news.
But he's glitching right now.
Oh man.
No, I think
internet.
we should get like a huge group of people, 25. Everybody in the thing, even if it isn't there. You know what I mean? Here nor there, out somewhere. Buffalo Wild Wings or something. Just get a huge board. Because basically, you look at it now. You're what, 14 games into the season.
Yeah.
Most of the teams in the top 25 right now are going to be.
That's who's going to be there. Yeah.
Normally at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's
Hey,
back.
what's up, Ricky? There he is. Oh.
Yeah, my power blinked. So if I go off, it's because my power's gone.
It's bad.
Yeah, we're just gonna power through. You're frozen, I guess, for about.
Sorry, we're already in an hour here.
You're like this emoji for like 10, 15, yeah.
But no, that'd be fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure you didn't hear us, Mott's, but we're thinking.
No,
about
I heard you guys. You guys were fine the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know who I'm hoping for? I see that number 25, Arizona Sun Devils. How cool would that be? That's an electric logo. I just want a cool logo.
Plus, they have that sick thing with the free throws. You ever seen that?
No.
When people they do like the curtains and they come out the curtains with different costumes on and everything. That's sick.
But even like UCLA, I mean, I know they were a powerhouse. What was that? The 70s? They won like
it's Wooden.
Yeah.
a shit ton in a row.
John Wooden.
Like they're becoming relevant again. I'd like teams like that have a rich history but have sucked for 30 years and they're like starting to come back into their form.
Yeah.
That's a player that could win Player of the Year this year. Tiger Campbell stayed all 6 years. Used his COVID year.
And they'll be moving to the Big Ten, right?
That's like UConn. When's the last time UConn was relevant in basketball? It's
probably
been like years.
I think
about 2012 after Gary McGee's ankles might still be on the Big East logo.
Walker, right? Was all right. They had a decent team there.
I mean, even a team like that, I know they're number 2, and like you're like that's like, oh well, you're gonna root for somebody. You're rooting for chalk. No, they were good, and especially when Pitt played them in the Big East all the time, they were great matchups. I enjoyed them, win or lose. Good basketball games, physical games in college, and they sucked for quite a few years. Now they're getting the culture back there, and they're playing well. So
their swagger back, yeah.
They're also starting to recruit. They're also starting to recruit the Northeast now again. They have what? I saw that kid's becoming a meme now on Almost Friday and everything. That shooter that comes off the bench for him and everything. He was one Gatorade Player of the Year, and then the other kid is. I saw him. They played. Did they play Alabama or North Carolina or somebody? He pulled up from the logo. He you know what I mean. He had 16 in the first half. It's all about recruiting.
Basketball was, you couldn't touch it. You had there's really I didn't care, about Pitt West Virginia basketball whenever that, but you'd have Pitt Syracuse, Pitt Georgetown, Pitt Villanova, Pitt UConn. Those were. Those were electric games.
Even Marquette, St. John's, those were good games.
Hall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seton Hall would sneak up on teams.
Cincinnati, they had all of them back in the day.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Was Providence mixed in there too?
Yeah.
But to think of like the Big East, I like to compare it to AFC North football in NFL. every team's going to get up and you're going to get their best in the Big East. And it was physical. And, they had a big, every team had a big that was dominant, cleaning the glass. But then they had shooters. So, you dish it in and kick it out.
Mm-hmm.
It was great basketball to watch. It really was. I was so upset. And I understand why Pitt wanted to go to the ACC, because you had Duke, you had UNC, and
Virginia,
NC State,
all these guys
all those
was decent, but that just
Yeah.
doesn't feel right.
No.
School. You think of old school winter basketball, it's old school Big East. That's it.
I'd have to agree.
Dude, I'd want Georgetown if they were in the top 25. That'd be a cool team. They got the Jordan uniforms, that digital camo. It's nice. Is Patrick Ewing the coach?
Yeah.
Still the coach, yeah. He's still there.
Still is?
I mean, he did great things for that team.
I remember.
Good.
No, I just think it just one last thing. I'm taking my bias out of it. I didn't really cheer for Pitt the last 4 or 5 years. Kevin Stallings ruined the program, ran it into the ground. Capel, it looks like they're starting to buy in on the defensive side, and they look like they want to play for him now. You know what I mean? They had some bad apples in the locker room, the thing, and now everybody's. And one thing I have to say, if you're still commenting about John Hughley, having off the court problems, he's going through mental stuff. You know what I mean? As an athlete, that's something people really don't understand. He doesn't want to play. And everybody's saying, oh, he probably has another gun in his room, or you know what I mean? Read the articles the universities put out. That's official. They know what he's talking about. He's not injured. He had, he got ACL and surgery over the off season. He's fine. You know what I mean? And they're killing it without him.
And that's one, you touch on that, Roberts. I can't stand fans that bitch about their their favorite teams not playing because of mental health issues. The prime example was a couple years ago. Weren't a couple, but I don't know if you remember. Penn State had this big named Mike Watkins. Just absolute. First of all, Dan, he had your stash. Absolute unit.
He was a unit, yeah.
Let me look him up.
In the offseason, I think he was in Philly or somewhere out there. He saw his best friend get shot and killed. I don't know if it was in Philly somewhere. That's going to mess you up. And, he took time away from the team. He wasn't mentally right. You see people that are trolling online complaining about that. Just shut the hell up.
Stephon Tuitt last year. People were saying, get out in the field and play. Yeah, buddy. That's just his blood. Just, you know what I mean?
So
you're an idiot.
I'll touch on that real quick. With the mental health, it's such a stigma, especially for males, that you should just put your head down and get through your day. Sure. Does every man do that? Yeah. But there comes a time where enough's enough. And if you don't reach out or get help, a lot of times you don't make the right decision. And it's sad to say, but I will never knock somebody for trying to better their own health and their own life. I would never say, oh, well, he should be out there playing, because you can only go as far as yourself being healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally. And a lot of times when you go through an injury or a down year, you're your biggest critic and you get on yourself. And a lot of these kids go to these big programs. I'm not saying Pitt's a big program, but it's a bigger program. It's always had a rich basketball history, and you might not be the guy. That weighs on you too. So you might have been the guy at your high school. You're putting up 40 a game.
Honestly, if you're a Division I athlete.
You're putting up 40 in an AAU game, and then in JV you're putting up 40, then you're dropping 50, double doubles, whatever. And then you go to a bigger program in
we lost
college. Yeah, we lost them. In college basketball, it weighs on you as well. So I won't stand for that. I don't like to hear that. Oh, well, they should be playing. No, and like you said, Stephon Tuitt, the guy's brother passed away, and tragically. So shit happens, and there's no book out there. And I've said this many times. There's no book out there telling you how to deal with trauma, loss of loved ones and stuff like that. So if somebody needs to take their time and just walk away from it and get their self right, then you have to respect that. You have to allow people to do that, because at the end of the day, that's not your life. That's their life that they have to live, and they have to go through that day in and day out. I mean, I lost my mother, and it still weighs on me. It's not just something that You know what I mean, Double R. So it's
Yep.
not something that you just wake up and you're like, well, I'm fine. No, I have good days. I have shit days. But I've learned to cope with it and understand that there's not just one way to deal with it. And you have to worry about yourself and get your mind right, because your mind will fuck you up.
Damn
At the end of
straight.
the day, with professional sports, it's like I just go back to thinking it's a children's game, and especially in college, I still consider those like children basically. Like I don't really, they're technically adults, but like
Yeah.
when you're a college age kid, you're kind of still a kid, you know.
You're a young
And
adult.
they put a lot of pressure on young kids like that. Like I don't know, especially you see it more on Twitter. Like social media has definitely blown it up now. Like,
and that
that's the
I'm
worst
glad
part
you
of it.
said that. I'm glad you said that, because we live in a age where social media has ruined people.
Mhm.
First
Yeah.
off, with people thinking that if you would say something like that to somebody in public, that you're not going to get punched in the face. And then second off, you're putting all this pressure on these people, and then they see it's not like back in the day when a journalist would write a column about somebody and maybe bash on them. Well, you'd see that once a week in a paper. Now
Yep.
you're seeing it every minute of every day on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on whatever social media site. I hate social media. I barely use it. I try to use it to promote our podcast, my streaming and stuff. But I only have Facebook to stay in touch with some family. I have Twitter. I barely have any followers. I try to stay off of social media as much as possible because it is so toxic. And people don't understand that you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you're going to fuck them up for the day or maybe their life. And people don't understand that words have consequences. They do. I might sound like a soft guy, but I'm tired of that stigma. You got to air that out, that it's not okay to talk to people the way that people do on social media and think that it's just okay because you're just saying some words. That'll mess somebody up.
The biggest one is, I mean, you brought up streaming. You look at the whole swatting incident. Like you're messing with the licensed professional SWAT team that comes in your house and you're joking around saying this stuff. If they see, like, what if these guys have, like, airsoft guns, joking around, or like a prop, and they just let it rip, you know what I mean? They kill this guy.
Yeah.
And this, like, the bigger one, I mean, Dan, you probably know him, like Aiden Ross. This kid, this kid swatted him like 20 times in a row because he wouldn't invite him to play video games with him.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to continue to do it until you, like, are friends with me. It's
It's
terrible.
People think that that's okay, and it's 100% not okay, because I hope it never happens and the wrong outcome happens, because they have to take that serious, and I understand that. But if that happens to somebody, like, let's say a Tim the Tatman who lives with his wife and he's got a child, and they just bust in, they don't give a fuck.
Man,
They
look
don't
at-
care. The SWAT team will bust in. And if you're not, it's a sick world we live in right now. And it's because those people don't get disciplined, or there's no repercussion for the people for falsifying those allegations.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. But
Well,
Welcome
we're over.
back.
What, are we back or no, Drew? We back?
yeah, so my internet's been like going out for a minute or two and then just popping back on. I don't know what it is. I think it's because part of the wind. I don't
Wind
know.
chill. It says right now on the bottom of the laptop, -5.
Negative.
Wind chill advisory. It's bad out there.
I came back in here and it's serious, but I just need to know, Dan, how much eggnog you got left?
Not much. Not
Love it.
much at all.
Hold on, we got Clean Plate Club here though. Good stuff. Will I ever eat that again? No way. No chance.
I have this final glass. This
Will
will be
you-
four glasses.
Will you chug it to end the podcast?
Do you want me to do my scratchy real quick then?
Just
Yeah, we'll
scratchy.
end with a scratchy. Or how about
Scratchy.
Jag of the Week? Do we have any Jags of the Week?
I would have mine, but it's an off the podcast jag. So
Holiday season, I'm taking
Yeah, I'll give a pass for the holiday season. That's fine.
on the Jag of the Week. I want to see the scratch and chug by Dan to end the offer.
Ryan, you turned my jag today. I told you when you called me earlier. It was bad. It's a bad look.
I don't have a Jag of the Week. I just have I could nominate myself. I mean, today leaving Giant Eagle, we had another fiasco. I was getting groceries because I'm making armadillo eggs for Christmas. If anyone doesn't know who that is, it's stuffed jalapeno peppers wrapped in sausage. So we'll see how they turn out. But I'm leaving Giant Eagle, and since about summer, I've had a reoccurring groin injury. I pulled my groin, and it's never fully healed. But there's some big wind gusts today. Like the wind was violent. I take a step out of Giant Eagle. I'm still kind of in that that tunnel entry kind of area where it's like protected from the elements. I take a step into the crossing walk, and the wind was so strong it blew my leg in the wrong direction, and I restrained it. So like, I'll nominate myself for Jack of the Week.
You can't be tearing your shit in the Dirty Bird.
My groin got retweaked by a gust of wind, so I'll nominate myself as a Jack of the Week for that one.
We used to call that spraining your tang.
Yeah. How's it coming? Any winners, Dan?
Nothing,
man.
You know what that means? You know what that means? I'm going to go buy the next ticket down there.
Yeah, I was going to say the next one's a winner.
That's Billy. Which one did you buy? Is it Giant Eagle or is it a Sunoco?
No, not Sunoco. No winner on this one.
Dude, that's Billy's. That's
nothing
Billy's
on this one, boys. So
he goes and buys 10 of the same ticket, thinking the next one's going to be a winner. So
that's not a bad thought. But normally I look at the numbers down below, and this is number one. So normally number ones don't hit, but $30, I'll take it. Before I chug this, because that's going to be probably the last thing I do want to say Merry Christmas to everybody who's listening. Early episode here. Merry Christmas to you, gentlemen. Thanks for
you too,
taking the time out and doing this every week. And I love this time of year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. I don't discriminate. I love everybody, ELE, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, well, I don't know when it's going to be. What are we going to try to do something next week? Because New Year's is on Sunday.
Ooh.
Oh.
Maybe New Year's night I might be able.
Or or a night after a recap of the New Year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Monday afternoon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we could. I'm off till January 3rd. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm flexible. We'll work around Dan. Whenever we can get Dan held down.
When did you say?
Anytime next week.
I finish up Thursday morning next week, so I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So any of those days, let me know.
Dan, will you be attending the Christmas tournament next Thursday then?
Yeah. I'll
Dan and I'll probably ride over to go.
Up. Yeah, I'll bring Braden with me. Get him out of the house.
Awesome. All right, Roberts. Any last words before you get off?
Nope. Merry Christmas, everybody.
For the holidays. Have a safe holiday, everyone.
All right.
Be smart out there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. If you're still listening, thank you. Shout out to our 100 subs. Next episode, I guess, will probably be 200. I mean, we had a pretty big jump last week. We're at 128. So we got 128 subs. Love all of you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. We'll have to do a bigger celebration. If we keep hitting these goals pretty fast, we might have to, expand the celebration window a little, because I don't want to be celebrating every week. It wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah.
You just got to chase greatness at this point.
Huh?
You just got to chase greatness every week,
Yeah, I mean, that's literally our goal for the end of the year was 50?
Yeah.
We almost tripled that, so.
Yep.
Shout out to all you guys for, being consistently here every week, especially Dan for coming on, being electric.
I try. I appreciate you taking a chance on me.
It's electric.
Boogie woogie.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I mean, just hopping on, shooting the shit for about an hour, and then, just good vibes all around,
Yep.
But anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. That was a Christmas special off the rails. I'm going to go pump my stomach out of this egg salad, Lebanese bacon, cayenne pepper sandwich. So I'm about to click the button, and Roberts is going to yell at me. So sub, whatever you want.